Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last review, and this may be my last video for the rest of the year until January. But sorry about the audio. I'm testing my new mic and I'm using my new camera, so hopefully everything in the video goes smoothly with that. And yeah, so here we have Legacy Pointblank in alt mode. I really do love how the car looks. I really do like this figure a lot. I know there's a lot of complaints, some of them are valid, and we will get into that into the video. But taking a look at Pointblank himself, you can see that. Take a closer look. You can see that beautiful car mode. Painted nice. Kind of sucks right here. I may put a label on it due to the split. Very nice translucent plastic here. Getting very glossy paint. Then, a big gap here, and that we can discuss later due to the Target Master taking out the engine block, etc. He rolls very good. Like one of the best figures I've had to roll so far. And yeah, there's Legacy Pointblank in alt mode. And Pointblank not only does come with himself, he also comes with Peacemaker, little Target Master. Again, it's alright. I'll explain later in the video when we get to the robot mode. But yeah, I mean, it's a tiny little gun. He does have storage in vehicle mode. Take him. See these two tabs right there, the little slots. So plug it in, and it kind of resembles the engine he has that they took out to give us Pointblank Peacemaker. Sorry about that. I mean, it looks alright. Again, I don't really care too much about the gun since I do have the Legends version. But I mean, it's for what you get, it's good. Not the best, not the worst. It's just good. And he does transform, so I'll do that real quick. What you want to do? It's pretty simple, like the G1 guns. Fold down that, and just kind of flip him up, and yeah, I'm not too much more to say on this guy. Is pretty much it. Again, I'll get more into it with his robo mode, but yeah, a nice little figure. All right, and that about wraps up on Pointblank in vehicle mode. So let's get to some vehicle comparisons. All right, and for vehicle comparisons, here he is next to Siege Crosshairs, the other Autobot Target Master. Again, they look good together. Personally, in my opinion, Pointblank is better than Crosshairs in terms of figures alt mode, since Crosshairs is again just a blue Ironhide with a new head, while Pointblank has his new mold. So, but together they look really good. Hopefully we get Sure Shot very soon to complete the trio. And yeah, there he is. Here he is next to LG Hot Rodimus. There you go. Again, around the really standard deluxe size car. Here he is next to, for normal size car comparisons, selects Tiger Tracks or the Sideswipe mold. Here he is next to his Wave Mate crankcase. Alright, and here he is with, sorry about that, let me get his flight stand out. Titan Returns Trigger Happy. And I really do like how they look together. Even with Crosshairs and Robo Mode, it really completes the look. I, however, don't have Misfire or Slugslinger to go with Trigger Happy. But right now, having the three of them together, they look really good. So I'm really hoping we get Sure Shot to complete it. And yeah, that's about it for comparisons in vehicle mode. Time for a transformation. Pointblank in robot mode. And his transformation is pretty, I don't want to say complex, just, I guess, intertwined, integrated, I think. I'm not too sure the correct word, but all the pieces move around and fold to really make it a completely different car. And I think it really comes out in robot mode. Obviously, there are some things that we need to talk about, like the lack of bicep swivel and the lack of good elbow, and I guess articulation in the wrist. But I'm not too keen of the lack of wrist articulation. It's not my biggest concern. I mean, I do know the bicep swivel and elbow are people's main problems, and it hinders the articulation a bit, but it's not that terrible. I know Nanef Productions is making a upgrade kit for it, and I may get it, may not, but it's not the end of the world. But I do get why people have concerns about it. And just taking a quick look at his head scope, real quick. Zoom in there. Oh yeah, this new camera is looking very sharp. But yeah, again, people are upset about the head sculpt they chose. It's not the toy slash Headmasters one. But personally, I do like the head they chose. It is the Rebirth, so it's the American cartoon version, and it really separates it from the toy. I guess the G1 toy. And I really do like this because I grew up with the Rebirth, so I like it a lot. And it matches Crosshair's head, who is also based off the Rebirth, and not the tune from the Headmasters. So I like it a lot. It really captures the character. Again, he has the shoulder pads, and I'm really glad they didn't do the punch counter punch mold, because that's, I know people were talking about it, but I don't think it would have made a good point blank in a sense. And just going down in the details real quick. And yes, I do know people are, again, complaining about everything. That the hollow gaps in the legs, yeah, they could have had a little flap to cover it, but I mean, the flap would have been pointless because it folds in for a transformation. So this is a time where these are hollow for a transformation reason. And yeah, I guess since we're here, we can talk about articulation. He can kick all the way out. Yeah, kick all the way back. Even higher, actually. Oh, really high. Again, he has the 90 degrees at the bend at the elbow, and then all the way back for transformation. He has our wrist. Oh, sorry. Ankle rocker. And then toe can move up and down, do the transformation. Fully waist swivel, which is always great to see. Shoulder articulation could go all the way around. Head is on a 360. He can't really look down a lot, but he can't look up a lot either. And here is the main concern for people. Let me set it down real quick. There you go. See that joint? It's on the elbow, not the bicep. And his elbow is technically, due to transformation, a backwards elbow. Like, he has a front elbow at the joint, but it gets covered by the wheel. And if you turn it around, you can get the normal elbow. Alright, so I do get people's complaints. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a big deal for me. Again, I'll probably get the upgrade kit. Oh no, he can't do the Superman pose, but if you turn around, bada bing, there you go. Again, it doesn't limit his articulation a lot. It's just annoying, I guess, to some people. So yeah, that's about it for articulation. Alright, and one last thing before we get to comparisons. I just want to show off Peacemaker. So he can attach on his hand, obviously. Again, this is where the articulation in the hand comes in handy. Alright, he can point out like that. You can get him into some pretty decent poses with it. Alright, you can make some action poses. Again, it's not the best, and I get why people are complaining, but it's not the end of the world. Alright. Take that out real quick. He can also store on the back, and this is where I keep him most of the time. So you want to basically flip up the barrel. I think, yeah, down that way. Fold that in, and then there you go. A little backpack. because I keep him on the back. Sorry, fix his. Yep. I keep him on the back because, again, as I said previously, I have the LG gun. I'll just give him that. And in my opinion, these guns are much better, even than the Siege ones, because it really just gives him the look better. Sorry about that, camera focus. There you go. Alright, there you go, looking nice. And then just because I have them, Arms Micron, Peaceman / Peacemaker, and then just give him the full Monty of just bam. He has 3 Peacemakers on him now. And I don't know, I'm having so much fun with it. He's one of my favorites out of the 3. And alright, I think that would be it for his Robo Mode. Before we get into Robo Mode comparisons, I am going to go a little off tangent on Peacemaker himself. And here's just a little quick side note for this. I guess that Mark on Instagram posted the design process of Pointblank, and he really wanted to do deluxe price Target Masters. Unfortunately, I think it's a downgrade. It is just a waste. He could have kept the articulation in Pointblank. He could have added the engine, and overall, just not needed him. They could have done what they did with Crosshairs, as you see with Blowpipe, and just released him there, so when they can match. And 2, give him with a Voyager, put him in selects, put him in core, do something. Just don't ruin the articulation of the actual figure. Again, people will say, but Nita Nose has them. His Target Masters, they look just like his G1 Target Masters, but slightly bigger. So I don't count Nita Nose because that's a different style of Target Masters, while these were supposed to look, again, like Blowpipe. Yeah, no, I get people's complaints about it, and even I care. I mean, again, I either toss them in a bag or put them on Pointblank's back. Like, it's not a concern for me. And I'm not gonna toss it. I'm not gonna sell it. It's just annoying. All right, so enough of this tangent. I apologize, guys. We're gonna get back to the review, and yeah, we're gonna do some robot comparisons. Alright, and for some size comparisons to start off, here he is next to Kingdom Commander class Rodimus. Again, looking very good. Alright, here he is next to Masterpiece Shoki. Again, really loving filling out my Headmaster shelf. Alright. Here he is next to his Wavemate Armada Starscream in my previous review. There you go. Here he is next to his other Wavemate, Crankcase, who I will review eventually. Here he is next to Standard Deluxe from the War for Cybertron series. It's just Tiger Tracks. Here he is next to LG Hot Rodimus, who I display as Target Master Hot Rod. Ooh, his feet. There we go. Again, Pointblank's a pretty standard deluxe size figure. Here he is next to United Stepper, another Target Master. God, no one wants to stand these days. Sorry about that, guys. There you go. Alright. Almost done. Here he is next to Titans Returns. Trigger Happy. Get him to stand. Aha, there we go. Alright. And then, last but not least, here he is next to his buddy, Crosshairs. Again, they look really good together. Sorry about that. Let me do that. Alright, there you go. And they look great together. I like how they look. Again, not a big fan of Crosshairs just being an Ironhide repaint, but at least he has the Sunbow Rebirth head to make the set really match, and I really hope Sure Shot comes out again with no Target Master and just an overall good figure to complete this set. And I'm really happy. I mean, he was what, Siege, so 2018, 2019, and then he came out in 2022. Hopefully, let's hope Sure Shot's not 3 to 4 more years behind. They're completing trios. I mean, we got Neo Nose finally, so hopefully we get Sure Shot. Again, they look great. Of course, as you see, they both have the ARMS Micron Target Masters and the LG on them, because that's how I'm going to display all of them. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's move on to some final thoughts. Alright, and for some final thoughts, overall, I think he's a good figure. Again, he's not the best, but he's obviously not Legacy RC bad or just Earthrise. He's not bad. He's good. He just lacks a certain amount of articulation that I know people would be upset about, but overall, it's a deluxe. It's not that big of a deal. They could have done better, but as what we have, I like him. He's good. And yeah, I hope you guys like the new camera setup. I'm gonna work on the audio, my new mic. As you hear on the podcast, in the next episode, the mic's kinda iffy, but hopefully it all pans out good. Don't forget to check out my Twitter and Instagram. Links are down in the description below. I am selling some figures. I'll post my eBay down in the description as well. And then I have a sale started on Twitter, so please check that out. Feel free to ask me any questions about prices and stuff like that. Don't forget to check out the podcast. Again, links in the description. We planned on uploading an episode before Thanksgiving. However, technical difficulties, so we're going to be recording that this upcoming weekend. And again, this may be my last review for the year. I know it's kind of been spotty all year around, but hopefully things can get better next year and put out more decently scheduled, videos. And yeah, I think that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and all those good fun things. And yeah, I hope everyone has a happy holiday and the rest of the good year. Alright, bye.